What's up, guys? It is week 6. I think this is 6. Yep, definitely 6. Sorry. It's been one of those weeks. Anyway, so I don't really have any dramatic news with the 770G this week. However, I have seen a lot of people comment on my other videos, reach out through Facebook wanting to know how is the sensor performing with the 770G. Now, this is the same sensor that was used on the 670G. The transmitter is just a little different because I believe the only difference is the Bluetooth to connect the pump to a phone. That's the only difference that I'm aware of. So anyway, if you guys are following my Facebook page, I think I've done it twice now, taken pictures of my pump with the sensor reading, as well as my meter after I've done a BG check for most likely a calibration. The past 2 times I've done those, the numbers have been relatively close, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of what my blood glucose readings are with my sensor readings, I've pulled up a weekly review report here for the past 14 days. So we're going to look from January the 8th through today, the 21st. When you guys look at these reports, it doesn't tell you what the actual BG reading is. It's just a pink circle with the inside of it filled black. Those are the blood glucose readings from my meter. I am using my meter to input that data and for calibrations. So those are the numbers that I want you guys to look at. Please do not look at the blood glucose readings that just have the pink circle that are clear in the middle, because those weren't used for calibrations, and I could have just used sensor data to, tell the pump, hey, this is what BG is. So don't look at those. The calibrations, though, for sure are 100%. I'm using the AccuCheck GuideLink meter for those readings. So I'm going to kind of let you guys, I'm going to scroll on the computer and let you guys look and see where the readings are in correlation to the graph for my sensor readings. Most of them are very accurate. I have, before I show you, I have eaten dinner. So my shift that I'm currently working at work, I'm typically eating dinner and then getting right in bed because I have to get up at 2:30 in the morning and be at work shortly after. So I have noticed a couple times, it happened 2 nights in a row actually, I would eat and then it'd be about 30 minutes, I'd be getting ready for bed, and that's typically before I get in bed, I will do my nighttime calibration, and I went to check my blood sugar, and there was a dramatic difference between what my sensor was reading and what my meter was reading. And I kind of was freaking out for a second, like, wow, I've never, seen the data that far off for me. But I sat there for a second and I thought, okay, the sensors use interstitial fluid, which is often 10 to 15 minutes behind what the actual blood glucose is. So with that being said, I didn't calibrate. I just didn't even send the data to the pump, went ahead and turned off my meter and let it sit. And what I saw was over the next couple minutes, 15 or so minutes, my pump sensor data, caught up to what my blood glucose reading were. So I waited about another 30, 45 minutes, calibrated. It was a closer number, and I used the calibration for that. You guys need to kind of, for you that are having sensor issues, try to calibrate, figure out your routine. I sometimes get what's called the dawn phenomenon, I think, or whatever, when your blood glucose rises when you first wake up. I know that I sometimes experience that plus a mixture of disconnecting my pump fully to take my morning shower. So I like to wait about an hour after I've gotten dressed to do my calibration in the morning. That way, auto mode gets time to correct for the morning rise, as well as the not having the insulin for the short period of time for me to take my shower and whenever I put it back on. Typically, I put it on right after getting out of the shower, but some mornings, depending on what I'm doing, I may or may not put it back on for another extra 10 or so minutes while I'm getting dressed. So anyway, try to calibrate when you know that your sugars are steady. You guys know yourselves the best, and that's for you guys to kind of experiment with. But for the most part, I've been having really good luck with my sensor versus blood glucose readings. I'm going to kind of share that with you. You guys do not judge my graphs, because I've had some high numbers. The past 2 weeks have not been my best. I'm kind of adjusting to this new work schedule, and also trying to figure out what's the best way for me to do to cut back on a little bit of my eating, to try to get more stable numbers, as well as try to lose a little bit of weight for my New Year's resolution that is more going to be like a February resolution. Anyway, so I'm going to flip you guys around to the other camera, and we're going to look at this data and go from there. All right, so I'm kind of holding you guys with my gimbal, and I do apologize if the screen, you can tell that I'm recording from the screen. I'm sorry. So anyway, you can see on this date, the 8th of January, those 3 calibrations. Sorry. And then I've had 3 calibrations here on Saturday the 9th. Then there was an additional there. We're not going to look at that one, but we're going to look at these 3. And then I did another one here. Not looking at that one. But the calibrations here, you guys can see I'm typically calibrating 3 times a day. Here was a little bit of a hiccup with my set change and my sensor, so there was multiple calibrations there. And then down here on Tuesday, you can see 3 calibrations again, 3 calibrations again. Some people ask me what do I do to calibrate. So Wednesday the 13th. Let me kind of think about what day that was. Here, let's go to this next page. Okay, so this next page, I know which these days I was actually working. So, let me think about what I was working. Y'all, it's been one of those weeks. Okay, so I was at work on my morning shift here, so that's why you see a calibration at 3 a.m. It was right before I left the house for work. Then I'm doing another calibration at 3 in the afternoon. I've settled down from my you can see here where I've eaten lunch and I did my boluses. I've settled down there, and you can see I have a very tight reading there. Then here's what I was talking about that night, where my sensor reading was not the same. So I had eaten right around this mark, and my actual blood glucose was up here, and I gave it some time to kind of stabilize, and I didn't calibrate. I had a feeling if I'd calibrated there, that would have caused my sensor to have some issues. So I just let it wait out for the additional 12 hours and then calibrated here. And you can see that not doing this calibration, the readings stayed like they should have. And that's one thing that you guys kind of, your bodies, what you just ate, kind of be on the lookout for that, because the way that your bloodstream is with your blood glucose, it's kind of like the interstate highway system for a country, and all that glucose has got to go all across your body, and the cells have to get that energy. So it takes a little bit. It's going to spike on your actual finger prick before it's going to spike on the sensor. So it's going to come back down. So don't freak out. If you see that dramatic difference, it might be best to wait, an additional 30 minutes to an hour to let your interstitial fluid catch up. So anyway, that was one of those high readings that I was talking about earlier that was off. You can see this reading was a little high, but you got to kind of look at the food here, what I've been eating. It's not necessarily the best time. These early or late night areas where I'm not eating are the best times that I think to calibrate. So we're going to come through this week. You can see I've got my typical 3 calibrations. I got a spot where I didn't have the sensor, and then come down to now. So my 3 calibrations, and then when my pump last synced yesterday afternoon, Thursday. No, wait, that's today. So my pump actually just synced before I looked at this. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to stop and flip you guys back around. So I kind of hope that data answers some of y'all's questions. I am going to attach the pictures that I posted on my Facebook page with this right before I start talking about the report. So it should have been at the beginning this video. I will post that there for you guys. Like I said, you know your body best. I hope that everybody gets better results with the 770G. I've definitely noticed the processing speed of it's been a lot better. I was on a Medtronic ambassador conference call yesterday afternoon, and a lot of the ambassadors were feeling the same way who are on the 770G. The pump is working better. We talked to Medtronic about several different issues where they could do better with their marketing for the 770G, especially the upgrades. Some people don't quite understand, I don't think, how insulin pump warranties work. So my understanding, which I could be a little bit wrong, but I don't think I am, my understanding is, so I upgraded to the 770G. My active insulin pump warranty for my 670G is still in effect. So I don't know if it's the end of this year in August, or if it's August of 2021 or August of 2022. I believe it's 2021 though. I think that's what it is. Is when my warranty is set to expire on my 670. So since my 770 upgrade was an upgrade program, that's a deal between Medtronic and myself. So doing this upgrade program, I send back my 770G. I paid Medtronic, I'm thinking of what the amounts were. I paid Medtronic $200 for my new sensor and $799 for the pump as the upgrade fees. Once they received, or my new transmitter, sorry, not sensor. Once they received my old 770G and my 770G transmitter, I was refunded the $200 for the transmitter, and I was refunded half, $400 of the pump upgrade fee, putting that my all out-of-pocket cost to do the early upgrade to the 770G at $400. So what should take place when my 670G's warranty expires in August of this year, Medtronic then will send me, they'll process with my insurance a new 770G, or hopefully by then a 780G. That I could be on the 780G with my free upgrade for doing the pathway program to the 770. So if I'm using a 780, they're going to send me a new 780 and transmitter like I was getting the next technology. But what that's going to do is my insurance is going to pay for that one. And then I will pay whatever my deductible is on my insurance for that new pump, or my out-of-pocket cost. Then that's going to give me another 4-year warranty period for my pump. This all should take place before my current pump's warranty expires. They're not going to just, it's not like a phone and you're out of your warranty period and too bad, you got to go buy another $8,000 insulin pump. Your insurance is going to want you to have an in-warranty pump, so that way if anything mechanical happens to it, you can go to your your backup insulin, whatever your second plan is, in case of a pump failure for the day or so that takes Medtronic to send you a new pump. That's the way I believe that this is supposed to work. I know Medtronic necessarily doesn't do that on the transmitters, because the transmitters are only rated to they're only in warranty for a year. They could work longer than that. My 530G, an Enlight sensor, I use that Enlight transmitter for the whole 4 years I had my 530G, and I never once replaced it. My 670G, I think I got 2 new transmitters. One was under warranty, and then the second one they had to go through insurance to get a new one sent out. But still, that's just the transmitter. That's not the pump itself. The pump, is doing a large need for us. And if it just quits working, we can't go the month or whatever time it takes for the upgrade. If some reason it is out of warranty and Medtronic knows they're going to bill with your insurance, I think I've seen somewhere on a Facebook group where somebody said they were going to get a loaner pump for the time that it took them to actually get their new pump approved. So anyway, you guys that have those questions, discuss that with Medtronic. Call, talk to them, see what you can do to go to the 770G. Because if, let's say, March, the FDA approves the 780G, it should be a lot easier of a process for Medtronic to send out the software updates versus trying to go through the whole pump upgrade process like it is now. So definitely call and ask questions, and don't get discouraged. Medtronic is also trying very hard to fix the issues where app compatibility with operating systems updates is not going to be a thing. Is not going to be a problem. We discussed on that, and we talked about several different ways that Medtronic could move forward. So I would say that the next year or so is probably going to be a little bit of a bumpy road while Medtronic developers get everything worked out as far as the apps and iOS updates. But they're making progress. They're constantly going to be adding new phones to the supported devices list. To try to open up the connectivity with the 770G to more users and their smartphones and their devices. I'm also sure that in the next year or so, they'll send that out to smartwatch support, or like an Apple Watch or Fitbit or your Samsung Gear, whatever smartwatch that you use. I'm sure that they'll create an app for those to where we could, get the widgets and watch what our blood glucose and stuff like that is. We just have to be patient. They're trying really hard to get that new 780G out to everyone. Due to COVID, the FDA, is focused on those vaccines, and, they're just trying to do their best. So if you have any questions about anything that I've said or any comments, drop a comment down below. Feel free to like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe. I have been very impressed with my subscribers and how quickly that this channel is growing. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this to try to help you guys and hopefully make you guys, make you guys understand that, yes, diabetes is a disease, and it can be very complicated, and there are days that everybody wants to just bang their head on the wall because it's a roller coaster. If you look at my data on there, some days I'm high, some days I'm low, some days I have the flat line like I want, but it's not perfect, and I think we as individuals who have diabetes need to support each other the best that we can, so that way we all can try to live a somewhat normal life. So anyway, like this video, subscribe to this channel, go like my Facebook page on, or my page on Facebook, and hopefully if you guys need anything else, just let me know. All right, bye.